Welcome back to Finnegan's Farm, welcome back to the YouTube channel, and welcome back to Workshop Wednesday. My name is Paul, and this is our team.
Hello, I'm Mick, and I'm the mechanic.
Hello, I'm Caelan Russell, and I'm the mechanic.
Hello, I'm Sean, I'm the apprentice mechanic.
Hello, my name is Marco, I love to weld. This is Bruce, this is Blake, them two best students.
Don't forget to like, subscribe to the videos, and comment if you want, and we will get back to you. In for repair today, we have our case 240, we also have our case 175. We have a Pronut chaser bin in, we have a Toyota forklift, and we're going to catch up with Marco as he is just doing a small job there with the discs on the Destoner. So first of all, we'll head over to Marco. The winner to the 2 tickets from last week's question, the name for cowboy hat, was in fact a Stenson, and we got a lot of correct answers in. 2 tickets were drawn out, and the 2 tickets go to Jerry O'Connor. So well done, Jerry, there. If you want to email in your address there, we'll get those 2 tickets out to you. So don't forget, Barn Dance takes place in Kilmoon. It's the Kilmoon Music Festival. Takes place next Saturday, the 24th of June, in Cushenstown at Leahy Club, and it starts, I think it's starting around 6 o'clock or so. So as you can see, I'm all geared up and we're ready to go here. So yeah, might see us all at the Barn Dance, you never know. We have our Pronut grain chaser in for repair. Now, just at the end of the last season, we had a problem here with this, well, it's a Hardy Spicer kind of driving, going from this chain drive onto our gearbox, and for some reason it snapped. We're not just quite sure why it happened, but we're not just, because there was beans in it. As you can see, there's still a few beans in it, Marco.
Oh yeah, plenty.
Yeah, it'd be perfect for the old dinner, wouldn't it? A few spuds and away we go. So the beans can be quite hard, and we're not sure whether maybe it's too much Cahin, put pressure on the augers, because there's an auger drive here, and we have an auger on the emptying auger. Our drive comes through here on our PTO line, and we have a clutch which is oil driven, pressurizes and engages this drive, which then engages the drive going here. Now we have sent the part away, we might be able to get it fixed for you, but a temporary fix in here. This was Marco's idea. Homemade Marco. It doesn't look too bad, but good. I don't think it'll probably last the test of time, so it wouldn't.
No.
So we just put it in to see, is there any other issues? We thought we might have a problem maybe in the gearbox, but everything seems to be running fairly good and fairly smooth at the minute. It just might be a case of that too many beans.
Maybe too many beans or too quick was going.
So we have that gone off to see can we get. It's a bit of a specialised part. I think it's a Bundioli PTO clutch or PTO Hardy Spicer that's in it. So we'll keep you updated as we go along. But a bit of a mess after there, have you?
Oh yeah, big mess.
A big mess.
I think some still in it.
We'll get Caelan. Caelan will clean it up.
Oh yeah.
He's good with their wheelbarrow. Bit of servicing going on regarding our CVX 175. Now we had a small eye leak. We also had
a fan belt
to be changed.
Spool valve stuck on constant pump.
Right, okay, so we're also changing wheels in here as well, because this tractor goes into the sprayer, has the wide wheels on it. I'm just going to whip them on them, but it's to have sprayer wheels back on it. Now your fan belt, you just noticed it?
Yeah, so it was all perished and cracked, and I was surprised it hadn't went here, because we normally would have seen it on the likes of Steyrs and Optims. Well, the air compressor belt will give way, and it was left into only a couple of strands out of maybe 2 or 3 strands out of 5, so it was just in time. And then regarding the spool valve, it was brought in because so we were listening to a pump cavitating, and initially we started to think about suction screens, something on an inlet side, letting air in, and then myself and Shane from Mid Louth went through the spools one by one and found that the blue spool on the retract was stuck in constant pump. Right. So you plugged the pipe to the trailer in it, the tractor off, started it, and the trailer started tipping.
Yeah, so straight away. Now, can be a an expensive fix.
Yeah,
if you have to change the whole splice. In our case, we took off the electrical end of it.
No, mechanic. There's a bung on the right hand side, and I took the bung out of it. And the spool valve is always designed to spring to neutral. So as soon as you start up, it's always the neutral, no matter where the control is.
Yep.
But all I done was I took the bung out of it, and I couldn't get it to go back in. So I didn't have to hit it with a hammer or anything, but I just pushed it hard enough to the point it went in, and then in and out it went with a magnet. And the spool valve's working perfect on it there now. So
it could happen again, could it?
Well, there's no guarantee that it will stay working, but for the minute we'll gauge it, and if it happens again or anything like that, you know, we'll have to do something about it. But it could just be fortunate as a piece of dirt or something like that, hopefully anyway.
Hopefully anyway. And then we just put a service.
Yeah, so it's 600-hour service, so it's purely just the engine, so engine oil filters, diesel filters, and air filter, and that's really the height of it.
Yeah, you could do a good wash too, but
yeah. She looks a busy tractor. She's 7,200 hours, and is it 181, 171?
Yeah.
So
she doesn't be idle. So yeah, look, it's just important to keep her up to service, and she should be good enough.
Yeah.
Today we have our Case 240 in, and we're actually going to fit a cab suspension, air suspension kit to it. Now, we have Shane from Mid Louth Garage. He's come up with the kit. We're going to go through it here to see how much or what's involved in actually fitting something like this. You have fitted a few already, Shane, haven't you?
Fitted about this. I think this is number 6 now, number 7 that we're putting into them.
Right, and lads are very happy with them.
Lads are fairly happy, especially going over till ground. You know, little small bumps going over.
Yeah, well, we don't find it actually. While the cab is quite comfortable on them, there is times maybe on the sprayer and things like that where you kind of come to the ends and you feel that little bit of a, a little bit of a jolt in the cab. So this is, see it there, Jake, it's a super light suspension, cab air suspension kit. So what's involved here and something like that? Obviously, wheel comes off.
Wheel comes off, not a major job.
Yeah.
The original spring shock comes out. Completely out.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you like with that. That's not going to be needed anymore. Just on the two bolts on it.
Yeah.
And then.
So this is your retrofit. This is your Super Glide.
Super Glide.
Right.
That's the airbags.
Right.
That goes in, one on both sides.
Right.
You have a little leveling valve, goes from this up to the leveling control valve here.
So this is just for your for controlling your height, is it? Then can you set your height then from out?
Set the height that you want the cab to set at, and then how hard or soft you want
because we're on actually on large tyres here at the minute. So will that affect it a little bit?
We're
not sure.
We'll know
in a while anyway. You can put the linkage goes from. Oh, see from there, is it?
That's it there.
Yeah. And that will connect on up to here.
11 valves bolted on to the cab.
Yeah.
Where the handbrake unit, the EPL is bolted onto.
Okay.
And it's on slots, you move where you want that to set your height.
Okay.
The air supply for that comes from your red air brake line.
So you take it from the back of, your red line is there.
Just cut the coupler there at the back.
Yeah.
Cut the pipe at the back. And you tee in.
We have this unit here. This is some sort of a valve, is it?
Safety protection valve.
And what does that do?
That there allows this circuit to be supplied with air.
Yeah.
And if the pressure on this circuit drops below a certain amount, it'll lock off this circuit. So you still have air brakes.
Yeah, so it doesn't affect your air brakes in any way.
Still have brakes.
That's all right. So that's a very important piece to have that. Yeah, look, so we're just going to put it in and we're going to try it then. We'll see how we get on. We'll do maybe a quick review and then later on we'll let Shane work away here, get that fitted up to it, and and to keep the hubbles happy too at the end of the day. You know, that's very important as well. So thanks for coming in. All right, we'll talk to you in a while. So Mick is back here at one of his favourite pieces of equipment on the farm. Finally, the Forklift. It's a Toyota, what is it, Mick? Toyota had
2.5 tons.
2.5 tons. It's been on here for many, many years, and my God, it just keeps going. But we had a problem with the rad was completely stuffed, and you would have seen in some of the previous videos. We have a completely new rad fitted into it here. And can you see any other issues, Mick?
We don't know if we started. Hopefully the head gasket won't be gone, but touch wood with this show, more than likely it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But it was caught, I think, fairly well in time, which is the main thing.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem there is getting that gunge out of the engine. So what I ended up doing was pulling the thermostat housing and flushed it. Sean put a lot of that, you know that degrees that we have there?
Yeah.
And we got clean water over here. Now the outlet, or the bottom pipe is very high up in the engine. So there's a drain bung down here in the very bottom. I pulled that now and kept power wash on it until we got clean
So any
water.
other issues once we have the rad fitted?
Well, the main thing before we fit the rad was to flush the engine, the block itself out. Because that gunge, obviously, if it's in the radiator, it's going to be all the way through the engine. You don't want all that muck coming through it. Obviously, it's going to block up the rad again, probably.
Just to refresh, it was transmission, was that what's gone? The transmission?
I don't know, I didn't get a feedback. It had to be. So that's the only place I can get into that.
So this rad has, while it's the war, it also has transmission oil on it as well.
When we got the new rad, the difference in weight between the new rad and the old rad, savage. I'd say it was gummed up, good up.
Yeah.
But the other thing we had to do was pull the thermostat housing, flush out the block. The bottom pipe is very high up on the block, so there's a drain bung here on the very bottom of the block. Took it off, loaded it with degreaser, and power wash, steam, with nice clean water. So now we're buttoning it up, and hopefully.
Yeah, well we did try start it earlier. And
I did it fired up, I hadn't even the battery tight, bang, straight away. And it's sitting, what, 2 months?
Yeah, that's the beauty of being old Toyota. They never die. So
Can't beat the Toyota.
So now it's time for
Tips and tricks.
This week's tips and tricks were joined by Mick, who has a simple solution to maybe
an awkward thing. The example I'm giving you is not ideal, but it's the only one I can get quick enough, and it's for banging in roll pins. Obviously, always with roll pins, you fit the slot away from the pressure. The idea being that you don't get squeezed all the time. That way there is the way. That pin, we're assuming there's pressure that way, when it seizes. If you do that, that'll keep squeeze, and over time that's going to snap. You'll often see them split in half. So change that to that. But the tip is quarter drive socket set, and if you're in a deep hole where you can't get your finger down to hold that and hit it as well, you can bang it down, get it started, and well, you can finish it off that way. But where I'm really trying to show it here is when you're on these tiny roll pins, where you can't align them and hit them at the same time, it works a treat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Very good. Very simple. Very effective.
Well, it was.
So that's it for this week's Workshop Wednesday. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the videos and comment what you want. We will get back to you on it. So from everyone here at Finnegan's Farm, yeehaw, we'll talk to you all next Wednesday.